following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day. Tom takes your phone calls toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Let's go to Sam in Irvine, California. Hey, Sam, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
I am having a great day. Thank you very much. I want to preface by saying that I'm so grateful to you and TFNN for you to assemble such a great people, such a team to help the small investors like myself.
Well, we appreciate you growling and prowling out here with us, Sam. Thank you so much.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. It's a TGIF, folks. Let's make it a great one. I love that card. You know what's funny, Coach? I just picked these cards out, and it seems like the same cards come out over and over, and there's a whole deck of them. This is by an unknown author. Dare to believe. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. The Dow Industrial's down 210. You get the Nasdaq off 39. S&Ps are off 19. Gold contract up $3.10, trading at $1,155 an ounce. Silver up 2 cents at $15.54 an ounce. Copper flat at $2.67 a pound. Light sweet crude down $1.88 at $47.26 a barrel. Bonds, we have the 10-year down 5 ticks, 127.02. 30-year down 7 ticks, 159.15. King dollar up 924 ticks at 100.33. Got over the highs of yesterday. Pretty amazing. Euro down 163 at 104.72. And the yen is up 4 at 121.32. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. Now, in the world of the markets, let's take a look and we see what we have out here. We take a look at the S&P first. What you're going to see is this, okay? We came down last Friday. You came down with big juice off the highs. The market did a counter trend bounce yesterday, dramatically lighter volume. We're coming right back down into where we took off from yesterday with heavier volume. Market-wise out here, if we go into the SPY first and you take a look at the SPY, what you're looking at is this. The SPY right now is trading at 205.02. There's a couple different places you want to get your head wrapped around here, folks. The first place is the consolidation that is below where we are right now. And that consolidation is from December 16th. The SPY 197. That wants to get tested. That's what we're setting up right now. What we've done here is that we've set up a nice ABC structure on the way down. In the SPY, the A point is the high that was generated in February rather, at 212. Your B point is 204, so you get $8. Your C point was yesterday, so that gives you a 199. Which is, you know, it's a total mind blower too when this happens. 199 also happens to be the highs of the lows of December. So your ABC structure is saying 199. Okay, so that's the smaller term structure. The larger term structure, which we've been talking about for quite a while right now, is the October 15th swing low. October 15th swing low is 182.89. That October 15th swing low is crucial to absolutely wrap your head around. The reason being is that number, when you look at the S&P, is dramatically lower. We're at 2042 on the cash. We're talking about 1820. You're talking about 220 points down. 220 points down equals what? Equals about another 9% down. Bottom line, that'll be a shocker, right? Bottom line, folks, plenty of the equities inside the S&P have already gone there. There's a few equities inside the S&P, information technology in general, that is holding the S&P up. We go take a look at the 3Qs, the NASDAQ 100. What do we have inside the 3Qs? Same setup. In fact, the 3Qs probably will break. Yeah, okay, so check this out. This is pretty cool. The 3Qs breaking the B point today of an ABC structure on the way down. That's the bottom line, okay? It is so cool, it's basically amazing. And what's amazing about it is this, is that the 3 Qs in the NASDAQ composite, folks, were the strongest on the way up. Well, guess what? The door has closed, the trap door is open. Bottom line, you're breaking a B point out here today. You've done 32 million shares. The low out there was yesterday with 21 million shares. If I take the higher volume day from the day before, it's 34 million shares. We're going to do 34 million shares. So what do you have? Your A point on this, on the 3 Qs is 108.59. Your B point is the low of yesterday, which is 104.90. So you get $4. The C point would be the high of today, which is 106, gets you 102. 102, guess what? This is sick. 102 is the highs of the lows of December. So that's where this baby's going. Short term. Longer term, what's happening? What's happening out here in the Qs, which is even a bigger leg down, is the Qs at 90.39 a while ago. We're at 104 right now. So you can see you're talking about 15 points on the way down. What are we talking? You're talking about 15% on the way down. Huge number. Huge number. And that's saying that it's going to hold. In that context, saying it's going to hold, let me show you something, okay? You go to any of the oil stocks. None of the oil stocks held, folks, okay? We start with ExxonMobil. What you're going to see is this. And you got to wrap your head around this, okay? Whether it's ExxonMobil, whether it's Microsoft, whether it's Intel, whether it's Chevron, none of them have held the October 15th swing low. October 15th swing low on Chevron is 86.91. It's trading at 83. This thing's going to go a lot lower. We go over to Microsoft, MSFT, and this is what's really wild inside the context. Microsoft trading at 41. Guess what? The swing low out there, October 15th swing low, mind you, is 42. Now, at 42, it had done a counter-trend bounce. It went from 42, Microsoft, all the way up to 50. Took everyone south at 50. You're at 41. It's going a lot lower. You know, it's pretty wild how this whole thing is actually shaken out. Gold. Let's go to the gold contract. So, gold has made it through not getting a trash in on a Friday. Went very well when the dollar was hitting highs, okay? Gold contract. What do we have with gold? This is what we need with gold. Gold didn't break into lows today, but it didn't do anything else either, okay? So, contract-wise, what we did is this. We're trading at 11.55. You have 109,000 contracts. That's not bad. You're pushing into lows with lighter volume. What we need is gold to get above 11.62. 11.62 is the number that it has to get back inside. You don't get back inside there first. It's going to go test that 11.32 area. That is the swing low from November. Oil. What do we have with the oil contract? CLK5. Inside oil, we're going to be saving even more money, folks, in the gasoline market. So, oil today is going after its lows. We're at 47.30. The swing low out here is 45.52. Monster volume, folks. 205,000 contracts already. That's telling me that you're going to break that swing low. Now, what's really wild here is this. You break that swing low with volume, and let me just see how this shakes out. This would be crazy. 72.45. Okay, so ABC structure on this is 72 or 70. Yeah, it's 77. So 77 to 45. That's 32 bucks, right? 32 bucks off 56. Oh my God, that'd be wild. Would be $25. Oh man. Okay, so let me bring this back. If we do a continuous contract, I got to see this. So if you break this ABC structure with volume, you know, you get a potential, well, you'd have an ABC structure on the way down. I can see where $25 is. I believe 32 was the low that was generated in 2008. Yeah, it was 32.40. You know what, folks? That's what that oil's going down there, man. Oil's going down. Oil's going to go attack that, and that's nothing for oil right now. Nothing the way we come down. So, you know, bottom line, peak oil. Well, guess what? No such thing as peak oil. Bonds. Let's go to the bond market. We take a look at bonds. First, the 10-year. we take a look at this 10-year. What I'm looking at the 10-year is this. 10-year right now is trading out at 127.03. This is an ABC structure on the way down. You've already broken the B point with volume. You had a counter trend bounce, got up to the price point of 127.21, gave it up. When we broke this B point last Friday, we broke it with volume. That is predicting that the 10-year is going to go to 125. As soon as we come back, we're going to go through King Dollar. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. I want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the markets, Dow's down 195, Nasdaq's off 33, S&Ps are off 17. We're going to be right back.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments, and whether you're bullish or bearish on Chinese stocks, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
Trade with confidence and clarity while using the software that thousands of institutional traders rely on to make the best and most accurate decisions. Choose from 1,000 equities, currencies, and futures instruments utilizing the TAS architecture. As seen on Bloomberg terminals worldwide, the TAS Profile Scanner is a benchmark technical filtering system that thousands of traders rely on, and now you can too. For a limited time for TFNN subscribers only, we've reduced the price to just $97. That's over 75% off. John Logan hosted a special subscriber-only webinar in December, and you'll gain access to that archive as well, so you can learn exactly what the TAS Profile Scanner can do for you. Try this product out. No matter what you trade, the TAS Profile Scanner can help you make more informed trading decisions. There's no obligation to pay anything. Don't let this offer pass you by. Get your 30-day free trial to the TAS Profile Scanner today by signing up at TFNN.com. Tom takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials right now are down 208. You get the NASDAQ off 37. S&Ps are off 18. Now, folks, don't forget, at TFNN, we do 10 hours of live broadcasting every trading day. We start at 8 o'clock in the morning, go to 6 o'clock in the afternoon. And our man, Mr. Dave White, does an outstanding show every trading day, 2 to 3 Eastern Standard Time. Dave's going to be joining me, of course, in the next hour. We do that. We run down on technology, what has happened in this week that we just came through. What Dave is also doing is this. Depending on how long you've been listening, Dave likes trading options. He also, the last week of option expiration, okay, is something that's no doubt dynamic. Why is it so dynamic? Because the risk versus the reward is pretty dramatic, meaning particularly when you have a high volatile market, which we have right now. This coming Wednesday, Dave is going to do a workshop. That workshop is Learn How to Trade Option Expiration with our man, Mr. Dave White. Now, as you come over to our website in the front page of TFNN, you're going to see the banner right there. If you hit that banner, if you're a subscriber of Dave's, you're going to get this absolutely free. If you want to subscribe, you can subscribe right now, test drive it for free. And what ends up happening is that you will go to his workshop. So it's the path of least resistance. You're going to be test driving his daily newsletter. Check it out on the front page of TFNN. Okay, so market-wise out here, what do we have? Bottom line is that you're coming into lows. You have an expansion of volume. You have the NDX 100 doing an ABC structure on the way down. It took out its B point, took it out with volume. So all of the above. Now, when we talk in banking structures, you know, this is just, folks, it just never stops with these banks. You know what's amazing to me? There's no doubt that if banks were people, there'd be no banks left because every one of them should be in the can. I mean, there's no doubt. And what really blows my mind is that there's not revolts everywhere that these banks are all crooks. Okay, so check this out. This is just amazing. Now, we knew you had the mortgage-backed security deal, and they did enough PR in the mortgage-backed security deal that some people think that it wasn't the banks that took everyone to the cleaners. Well, the banks knew what they were doing, folks, okay? And as I've explained many times, if you have a Bloomberg, when all those notes were going south, you could see them every single day. Every single day, all you do is hit one button. You see I can see still now how many mortgage-backed securities are going. It's live data. Okay, so bottom line, I'll cut to the chase. They knew what was going on. Now, what's next? Well, this just came across the tape. So we knew that they got caught. The next thing they got caught doing was manipulating the bank rate for all interest rates in the currency deal, okay? So what comes across the tape right now, check this out. The U.S. Justice Department is starting. This is their starting bid on settling. The starting bid is $1 billion each from the global banks being investigating for manipulation of currency markets, according to two people familiar with the talks. The figure is a starting point in settlement discussions, with some banks being asked more and some banks less than $1 billion. One bank has cooperated from the beginning, is expected to pay less. That's the rat, okay? Penalties right now are $4 billion on the table. Barclays, and so these are the ones, okay? Discussions have been in earnest in recent weeks, could lead to settlements that would resolve U.S. acquisitions of criminal activity. This is a criminal activity, okay? Against Barclays, JP Morgan Chase, Royal Bank of Scotland, and UBS. Bottom line, folks, is that it just never stops. Prosecutors are also pressing Citigroup, JP Morgan, Royal Bank, and Scotland to plead guilty. People familiar with the matter said in the worldwide investigation into currency rigging, 6 banks have already agreed to pay regulators $4.3 billion. In the last filings, JP Morgan Chase said an additional $1.1 billion pre-tax for legal expenses, just for legal expenses on the quarter. Citigroup added $2.9 billion. The thing that's amazing about these numbers, folks, is that they're engaged in an illegal activity. But how do you pay billions and billions of dollars and still be in business? You know how they do it, folks? They do it because it's pocket change, because there's so many other things that they haven't got caught at yet. This is over the top. I mean, I've been doing this business a long time. You know, most of the time, I really thought, okay, let's put it this way. I thought that, you know, you're dealing with fiat money, okay? So the banking structure in general, that you turn around with the banking structure and you have 10% of money, you have 90% of air, but yet they can make money on the 90% of air with the leverage, because that's how a banking license works. So you expect them to make money hand over fist. This is a whole different ball game. This is absolutely a whole different ball game, you know. And you know, we'll see. It doesn't seem to do anything to the banks. It certainly doesn't do anything to the politicians. Why? Because the politicians are getting paid off by the banks. The attorneys are getting paid off the banks. The insurance companies are getting paid off by the banks. Everyone's getting paid off by the banks. And then you're going to hear supposedly conservative folks say that the regulators are going after the banks. Well, guess what? You shouldn't be going after crooks. That's the real bottom line. It's pretty amazing, you know. It's crazy. It's crazy. And then in the context that they turn around, have you noticed that this just really blows my mind? Well, it doesn't blow my mind. It totally makes sense. The aggressiveness of banks that want our deposits and pay us nothing, and then they don't lend the deposits out. Because the game here, folks, goes like this. One of the main reasons that folks are having a hard time getting, whether it's mortgages or business loans or all of the above, you know, you can get them, but plenty of folks are having a hard time, is that the banking structure, the best trade out there, for the safest trade for all of the above, is bring in the deposit, and guess what? You bring in the deposit, you leverage the deposit, and then you leverage the deposit again buying treasuries. That's the number. You know, because when you buy a treasury, if we take a look at a 10-year treasury, now watch how this works. This is like so far over the top, it's insane. A 10-year treasury right now is worth $127,000, right? Okay, so if you and I buy it, we got to put up $12,700. You put up 10%. Treasuries aren't a lot. If a bank buys it, folks, they're probably putting up 1%. Okay, that's what they're probably putting up. So you can imagine the amount of, not just the amount of leverage they can get. They get the money for nothing because they're paying nothing on it. A 10-year treasury, it's not like they're getting a lot of money on it, but percentage-wise, they're getting a fortune on it, because a 10-year treasury is running at 2.11. So you can see the billions of dollars that can be made ASAP. It's pretty sick. Some of the high-volume stocks out here in this market today, this is what you have happening. You have Microsoft down 40 cents, Apple's off $1.34. You got Lumber Liquidators getting smoked. That's down 5.80 at 30.37. Let's go look at Lumber Liquidators right now. So Lumber Liquidators, they're gonna have some big problems here. Whoops, there she is. LL. This baby here, now this has to do with formaldehyde inside some of their products. First leg down, took it down from 69. You're at 30. This is gonna break down. This is gonna basically do a monster ABC structure on the way down, and you know, we'll see if they can even hang on. $13 is coming at us. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You stay right there, folks. We'll come right back.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you like it does me, visit everbank.com/TFNN to find out what they can do for you. Again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. Visit them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund is currently offering 4-year first mortgages on many of the fully renovated properties that it has purchased. The first mortgages are third-party appraised with a maximum loan-to-value ratio of 70%, providing a secured investment that pays a fixed return of 5% annually, which works out to a monthly income of more than $416 per $100,000 investment with your principal intact and secured. These 4-year first mortgages are perfect for anyone looking for a secured investment that provides monthly income much like a CD. For more information, email tigerfund@tfnn.com or click on the Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund banner along the right side of the tfnn.com homepage, or call our office directly at 877-518-9190. There's a limited supply, so act now.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So we're talking about lumber liquidators. And so what you had out here today is that you had the CEO of Lumber Liquidators on CNBC, I believe, and he was saying that he was insisting that the program's tests that they had done were real world, and was ridiculed as to saying that what the company produces versus what 60 Minutes said. So here's the argument, folks, okay? The argument is that the formaldehyde in the wood, and there's a certain percentage that you absolutely cannot have in anything that you're making, particularly anything you're making that is inside. I suspect what his argument is going to be is this. So watch how this works. When you have structure, meaning that the wood is put together, right? More than likely, as that wood is put together, I'm not making this argument. I'm figuring the argument he's going to make. The argument he's going to make is that the formaldehyde is not dangerous inside the aspect because it's put together and it's not flaking and it's not out there. I believe that argument is not going to hold up because I believe that's the way it is, and this is why. What happens when you take any type of test, and we do a lot of environmental tests when I'm buying all these buildings, okay? So what happens is this, is that, see, and I'm familiar with formaldehyde, I'm familiar with mold, I'm familiar with asbestos, right? So what happens is that, and it's interesting, there was a guy on CNBC saying those tests are $400. You don't have to pay $400 for one of those tests, by the way, folks, okay? You can basically bring it to a lab, it's like $75, okay, to get it straightened out. But anyway, to make a long story short, what I suspect he is saying is that if, in fact, the floor is laid and it's in place, no problem. Well, that's not how the law reads. What happens with the law is that the testing structure is that, especially on something that's a laminate, you have to take the laminate apart, test it there. If, in fact, it shows up, particularly inside, huge problem. Huge problem. So he's trying to save the stock. I don't think it's going to happen. The encapsulation of wood, which I believe that's what he's saying, what does happen on the outside of buildings, let's say if you have asbestos on the outside of a building, old asbestos or lead-based paint, what does happen is this, is that the asbestos you can't touch. The lead-based paint, which, you can have it inside and outside, that can be encapsulated. Different ball game, different ball game altogether. So we'll see where this shakes out. But the bottom line is that it looks to me that when we set up and you take a look at how this is trading, because this is going to be a huge problem if, in fact, California, I believe, is going to be the first one that does these tests, because the fight still is that he's saying that, no, it's not going to come in bad. 60 Minutes is saying it's going to come in bad. We're going to know soon enough. But the A point on this, on lumber liquidators, let me put this on a monthly and you can see how this shakes out, because it's pretty intense. We've already taken out the B point of an ABC structure on the way down on a monthly basis. And your A point on this is 119. Your B point is 54. So you got what? 50. Well, yeah, 46. What did I say? 119. So you get 46, 50, 66. You get 65 bucks. 65 bucks gets you to 69. That's saying you're going to go, it's going down to $4. That's the way that's set up right now. And if, in fact, I'm sure what you probably have simultaneously, before the state of California gets on it, the lawyers' bar is going to be basically all over this thing, because if, in fact, folks have put it in their house, in their businesses, they're going to be going after them. Let's go take a look at the market out here. We take a look at the SPY. So coming into the close here, it looks like you're going to get a slight bounce. But you know what you have here, folks? This is what you have. So the SPY hit 204.58 today. You're hitting it with volume. You're hitting it with juice. We did 124 million shares already in the SPY. Yesterday, you go up at 93. So watch this correlation, how this correlation checks out. You get down last Friday with 188 million shares. You go sideways the following day, Monday, this past Monday, with 89 million. You come back down again with 157. It tries to do a counter trend bounce with 93. This is bottom line, wants to get to much lower price. That's on the SPY. The NASDAQ, NDX 100, that's doing an ABC down. It's breaking the B point with volume. Now, the NDX 100, 35 million shares out here today. It's breaking that baby with volume. We take a look at some of the actual equities that are pushing the Dow down versus pushing the NASDAQ down, and here you go. Inside the Dow Industrials, good old Big Blue. Big Blue is leading the charge on the way down. Oh, I got to look at that. Down 341. Big Blue is going to blow the Dow Industrials up, folks, okay, because the weighting structure of it. United Technologies is down 261. You get GE down 42. And Coca-Cola is off 66. We go take a look at Big Blue. We put Big Blue. It's down. Yeah, she's accelerating with volume, too. So Big Blue is at 154.52. The swing low it's going after is 149. You know, we'll see what ends up happening next week at that 149 area. Inside the NDX 100. Now, the NDX 100 was really strong on the way up. Guess what? It's just taking it big on the way down. Mylan Pharmaceutical is the leader on the way down, 252. Mattel is down 65. Priceline is down 28. Now, if we bring up Priceline, PCLN, you're going to see what's happening with Priceline. Priceline is coming right into that gap. This is a huge magnet. I know one of the Tigers he had called. He's got a nice put spread on. I think it's a 30-40 put spread. Bottom line is that he's going to get some bread out of that because this thing wants to get into this 1129 area. You're at 1157 right now, you know, more than likely. See, what's cool about this, too, is that it didn't stop at the 1169. See, 1169 it could have stopped at, but this gap, see, it had gapped up. This gap that's wide open at the 1129 going all the way up to the 1195, it's like a magnet. It's a magnet, and it's pulling it right in. Viacom is that's down 161. And what you are going to have with Viacom, I suspect, this is going to be Sumner Redstone, of course, is the chairman. He's the founder. What I expect you're going to probably see there, evidently, he did not or is not going to be at this meeting, and you know, he's getting up there, and you know, hopefully he's going to, you know, be all right and live forever. But we know that none of us live forever. There's probably going to be a battle over Viacom. That's what you're going to see that play out. And you know what's amazing about Sumner Redstone? The thing that's pretty wild about the history inside of the Boston suburbs are pretty wild, folks, okay? Because Sumner Redstone, so check this out. When I had my first sub shop, which is in 1973, maybe it's 73. Yeah, 73. He was in the pinball business. Huge in the pinball business. And the way that worked in the pinball business then is this. You know, all the sub shops, they'd come into the sub shop, they'd turn around and say, okay, listen, everyone needed money, of course, right? So what would end up happening is that they give you $500, $1,000, whatever that was. That was a lot of money then. And then they would take that rake down every single week when they'd come and collect. Well, the ironic part about that is that was always a little shaky business, because what happens is that you had the Redstones were in it, the mob was in it, you know, yeah. Well, when I say the mob was in it, yeah, they had other people fronting for them, but that was the bottom line. Now, what's crazy about that is that right in Newton, that's where Redstone came out of, and that's where LVS Sheldon Addison come out of. And both of those guys, this is what's really wild, so check this out. Both of those guys, I've talked to both of those guys on the phone, and that was in about 1980, when they were a lot smaller, there's no doubt. But you talk about two people coming out, making it huge. Oh, my God, it's pretty amazing thinking about it. But anyway, you know, going from pinballs to basically owning CBS, right? I mean, that's Viacom. It's pretty amazing. Dow Industrials right now are down 166. You get the NASDAQ off 26. S&Ps are off 16. And they got a little bounce here. No doubt about it, going into the close. We'll see how much more it can go. You're at 166. That's not enough to do anything, because what you're going to have now is this. You get a monster doji on a weekly basis with huge volume. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. Don't forget, folks, come over to our website at TFNN. You're going to see right on the front page, I'm Mr. Dave White. Dave's going to be doing an option workshop, folks. This is free for subscribers, but guess what? You can test drive his newsletter right here, right now. Come to this workshop this coming Wednesday night. We're going to be right back.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy, a set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a mobile connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and radio call and talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien.
Welcome back, folks. The Dow's down 152 right now. NASDAQ is trading down. Let's see where we're at. We're at down 22. S&Ps are off 18. Volume, what we have out here, let's go take a look at this. We're going to come in on the NYSE at about 700 million. On the NASDAQ, we're going to come in with about 1.8 billion. Inside the SPY. So for the week inside the SPY, let's take a look at this baby. So, okay. We'll take the SPY, we put this on a week. What you're going to have here is this. We get some juice down here this week, no doubt. So right now, so picture the correlation. The correlation, I'll make this a little bit clearer on Target TV so you can really see this nice. The high that was generated up here 2 weeks ago on the 23rd, you came in and we came in with 400 million shares. Now the 400 million shares, folks, was testing the swing point of December 16th that had 1.2 billion shares. Yeah, 400 million to 1.2 billion. Now, what do? We've came off that high. Last week, we did 570 million shares on the way down. That's when we went from 212 to 207. This week, we're doing 583. Yeah, so you can get an expansion of volume. So you're expanding with volume. When we did the test, this is like a mind blower, actually. The test of that high was at 400 million versus 1.2 billion. So it's 30%. 70% lighter. That's how many people were in the store. No one was in the store buying the product. After we get outside, guess what? You're going downtown. So where are we going here? Well, the high of the low. So let's picture, we've been talking about this October 15th swing point for quite a while because it's a high volume swing point. In fact, we've been talking about it since October 15th. So what we have is that the high of that low is 191. We're still at 205. Bottom line, you're going to see that baby make its way into that area. Many of the equities, and when I'm talking about many of the equities, I'm not talking about penny stocks. I'm talking about high-end equities that have been making its way down into that whole area. If we go take a look at Intel right now, INTC, Intel, the high volume swing low, the high of the low is 31.65. The low is 29.65. Intel went from 39, went all the way up to, went from 29 all the way up to 37, then gave it up in spades. Intel hit 30, 36 today. On the weekly basis, what you're going to see, this is a disaster. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to figure out, number one, will the October 15th swing low hold? It looks to me at this point that it won't even hold because the large integrated oils already blew it away, like in spades. How Intel is coming down, watch this. The October 15th swing low on a weekly basis has volume of 288 million. Well, guess what? We're coming into it with 283 million, and we haven't hit it yet. That's way too much volume coming into that high volume swing low. And if that gets croaked, what you're going to see is that you're going to see Intel make the run for like $20. Pull this back further. Well, $26. $26. If I put this on a monthly, you can take a look at where. But that's a big hit, folks. $26 from 37. Yeah, it's a 33% hit, right? Big money. Big. No two ways about that. That's a big number. Let's go over and take a look at this S&P. They just goosed the S&P. Save me, God, save me. Here we go. let's take a look at it. So on the daily basis, this is where we stand. S&P right now is at 2048. And if we put this on an intraday chart, let's just take a look at this. Put this on a 10-minute. That little goose right there was a good little goose, no doubt. We were down as low as the 2033. Right now, you're at 2048. So that's quite an expansion, no doubt about it. And that's going up to ice. That's all this has happened to be doing at this point. We take a look and we put this on the SPY, and what you're going to see going right into ice. The SPY right now is down 99 cents, and where this fell apart from this morning at 10:40 on the SPY is 206.23. That's how this baby is set up, and the future itself, that's how that's set up. That's set up at the 2049 level. You know, so good bounce though. There's no doubt about that. That's a good bounce coming into the close. And that's good for the bulls. There's no doubt about it. And as you know, the bears are saying too that there's no doubt that's a lot of short covering coming in to the close. This is a good bounce though. That's pretty intense. Guess what? A gift from the trading gods, folks. You know, because the reality is, if you were trading out here today and you were a bear, and there were plenty of us out here, the bottom line, you were done trading at 11:45 this morning. How cool is that? Because what ends up happening, folks, particularly on a Friday, it got it all. That's the real bottom line. That whole leg happened, and guess what? It's beautiful out. You can breathe. You get your claws back. You get all of the above. We'll see where this thing shakes out. Gold, what we have with gold is this. Gold held. On a Friday, this held. The low out there, though, is still vulnerable. There's no doubt about it. The low out here that was established in November, still vulnerable. I got to go talk about the dollar, man. The dollar. So check this out. The dollar, folks, okay, it looks to me, and I know the dollar's at highs and it's closing at highs here, but my take on this dollar right now, this is going to be wild watching this thing shake out, if this is a fact. The dollar has done a 1 to almost 2 ABC structure in the way up from the low established in 2011. Once you do over a 1.1618, that's a total change of trend. So we'll see where this shakes out, but I'm going to start basically looking to sell the dollar. You know, so it's just a matter of the reward versus the risk and how that is set up. You know, it was a straight line move, no doubt, from May of 2014, but that straight line move, let me put this up here for a second. I can show you this. In fact, I'll start off the next hour with it, because that straight line move was actually a larger ABC structure up that started in May of 2011. It's a beautiful thing. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You stay right there, folks. We're going to be coming right back. Dow Industrials trading down $1.35. You get the NASDAQ off 20. S&Ps are off 10. Gold's up 260. Bonds, you get the 10 off 6 ticks. The 30 off 12 ticks. And King Dollar up 849 ticks. We're going to be right back.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day. Tom takes your phone calls toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Let's go to Nick in Tampa. Hey, Nick, what's going on?
Tom O'Brien, it is an absolute pleasure.
Thanks so much, man. We appreciate you calling.
No problem. Dude, I've been listening to your show for about 2 years now, and it has just been wonderful. I listen to you, Basil, Andy. You guys do an amazing job.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you growling and prowling out here with us.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. It's a TGIF, folks. Let's make it a great one. We're kicking it to spring, too. Spring's next Friday, folks. How's that? For all you folks up in the Northeast, it's coming. Don't worry. That sun's coming. Good old whitewater rafting. You're going to have a good one. This quote is by Maya Angelou. I believe the most important single thing beyond discipline and creativity is what? Is daring to dare. Yesterday's gone. Tomorrow's not here. What are you doing right now? Think about that, folks, because the bottom line is that we're here to live, and everything is right inside you. So grab it and have a blast with it. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. The Dow finished down 145, NASDAQ off 21, S&P's off 12, gold contract up $2.50, traded at $1,154 an ounce. Silver up 4 cents at $15.56 an ounce. Copper flat at $2.68 a pound. Light sweet crude down $1.72, trading out of $47.41 a barrel. Oil, folks, I mean, that was oil. Oil wants to go into its lows, and hey, if we break those lows and you have volume, today we had volume on the way down, that would be an ABC structure on the way down. What would it, the price structure on that was like 25 bucks, folks. 32 is the low that was established in 08. So bottom line, you, I, everyone else in the good old world is going to save quite a bit of money on our gasoline and our oil. Bonds, you had the 10-year down 5 ticks at 127.01. 30-year off 8 ticks at 159.14. Both of those structures are in ABC structures on the way down. What you have here is a total change of trend inside the bond market. And King Dollar up 849 ticks, closing at a high 100.26. We're going to go through that. My take is not only a change of trend, but a very large change of trend. It's more than a 1 to 1.618 ABC up off the lows that were established in 2011. Euro down $1.50 at 104.85, and the yen up 11 at 121.39. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. Now, let's go to the world of the SPY. What do we have? We take a look at the futures. What you have is this. SPY last Friday came down with monster volume. We came down with the volume of 188 million shares. You did a counter trend bounce yesterday, and you did that counter trend bounce with 93 million shares. So you're down with 188, do a counter trend bounce with 93. Well, guess what? Today we come down with 148 million. Big number, folks. Particularly a big number because what you have is this. That's on the daily. You put this on a weekly, and what you're going to see is that you're hammering into lower price, and the volume is expanding. We did, after we make a high 2 weeks ago, so check, this is insane. We made a high 2 weeks ago with 400 million shares. The 400 million was testing 1.2 billion from December 15th. Then what do? We come off that high with 570 million. We did 500, well, no, we did 600 million this week. Yeah, we did 600 million. We did 600 million. Bottom line, this market wants to go down to the swing points, number one, from December, which is the 198. The bigger takeaway, folks, though, is 190 to 181. That's the October 15th swing point. The NDX 100, the three Qs are confirmed ABC structure on the way down. What's unusual about this is that the three Qs on the way up, well, the NASDAQ composite was the strongest. NDX 100 was right behind it. Bottom line, what do we do out here today? You broke the B point. We look at this in a daily first. You broke a B point. You broke it with volume. So this structure on the daily basis, we're at 105.33 right now. We did volume out here today of 40 million shares. You broke the B point. The B point that we're talking about had volume of 25 million shares. What you're going to be seeing is that it's going to go after these December swing lows out there. In fact, the ABC structure sets up for the 99 price point. Right now, you're at 105.33. We go take a look at the gold contract. Well, here, let's do gold next. Take a look at gold. Gold needs wide price spread accelerated volume. What we didn't get today, which is positive for me and for the other gold bulls that are out there, is this. It didn't break the swing low of November. That is what dollar is going to high. But bottom line, okay, it just went sideways. We need wide price spread. We need accelerated volume on the way up. And I want to see gold finish inside of 1162.50. And right now we're at 1154. Bonds continue down. Bonds are in a monster ABC structure on the way down. If I'll bring up the TLT and show you how this shakes out. Inside the TLT, which is the 20-plus year bond, we had broken the B point last week, broke it with volume. You had the counter trend bounce out here yesterday. You're back inside the whole structure. The TLT right now is at the 126 area, and that's going to be making the way down into this. Let me see. So we got 138.25. So you get $13. So that's not that bad. The price structure is actually 123. No, it can't be 123. Where is it? 1 second. 138.50. 125. 35. 13. Yeah, it is 123. So that's interesting. So what we actually did here, this is pretty wild. What we actually did is that when we have 123, so it finished one ABC down. Now you're building another structure. That's what we had there. That's what we had. Bottom line, bonds want lower price. Now let's go to King Dollar, because King Dollar, folks, okay, this is going to be wild just to see exactly what does happen here. What had happened on the program yesterday is that someone had called in, and then I was doing the continuous contract again. And this is, okay, so picture something when you're doing something technically. When you're setting something up technically, what you want to do the daily, the 6-month, a couple year, and then a 10-year. That's, if you're picking out equities, that's what you want to do. You want to see where the matches are, okay? And it's very unusual when they all match up, okay? But that gives you a much clearer understanding of, on a longer-term basis, where they want to go, and on a shorter term. What happens is this. If you get the long-term trend correct, the short-term trend, even if you're wrong on the short term for a certain amount of time, you're going to be right. So it's important. The longer-term trend is much more important than the shorter-term trend, unless you're trading intraday. Okay, now that being said and done, what the dollar has done is this. If we bring this back, I'm going to bring this back on a monthly and show you something, okay? On a monthly basis, on a continuous contract, what we've done is, let me bring this up 1 second so you can see exactly how this shakes out. We did an ABC structure on the way up that started in April of 2011. And the ABC structure, that's when the dollar was at 73.01. So we went A to B, 73.01 up to the price point of 84.55. You pull back to 78, and then you just went one way. That structure is more than a 1 to 1.618. When you do more than a 1 to 1.618 structure, ABC up or ABC down, guess what? You do something, it's not that you do something other than the same deal. That's a total change of trend. If you're doing that on the way up, guess what? You're going to start trending down. If you do that on the way down, you're going to start trending up. So I can't wait to watch how this whole baby shakes out in this aspect, because what you do have, no doubt, is the whole world is looking at the U.S. dollar. The markets are looking at the dollar. All of the above. It's pretty wild watching how this whole thing shakes out. We go over to Big Blue. We take a look at IBM. What you're going to see with IBM is this. IBM, and this is important to understand in the context of, number one, where we are in the marketplace, where this October 15th swing low is, because that's where the S&Ps want to go. IBM's trading at 154. Big volume today. Your October 15th swing low on IBM is at 170, and we're at 154. Okay? Getting destroyed. Bottom line, on the S&P, get your stops in, folks. If you're in the market, just get your stops in. You stay right there. We're going to be coming back with our man, Mr. Dave White, and we're going to be talking technology. We're also going to be Dave's going to be doing an outstanding workshop coming this Wednesday, folks. And what that workshop is going to be all about is so cool. Why? Because Dave loves trading options, and it's going to be how you trade option expiration. because option expiration is coming Friday.
It's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
Check out the new look of Tiger TV. Now you can see all hosts, charts, and computer screens live in high definition. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pesavento, Andy Hecht, Thinkorswim, or Carol Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV. Now, crystal clear in high definition, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't seen the new look of Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com. Trade with confidence and clarity while using the software that thousands of institutional traders rely on to make the best and most accurate decisions. Choose from 1,000 equities, currencies, and futures instruments utilizing the TAS architecture. As seen on Bloomberg terminals worldwide, the TAS Profile Scanner is a benchmark technical filtering system that thousands of traders rely on, and now you can too. For a limited time for TFNN subscribers only, we've reduced the price to just $97. That's over 75% off. John Logan hosted a special subscriber-only webinar in December, and you'll gain access to that archive as well, so you can learn exactly what the TAS Profile Scanner can do for you. Try this product out. No matter what you trade, the TAS Profile Scanner can help you make more informed trading decisions. There's no obligation to pay anything. Don't let this offer pass you by. Get your 30-day free trial to the TAS Profile Scanner today by signing up at TFNN.com. Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free, for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Tom takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Dave White, Tom O'Brien. We appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Don't forget, folks, at TFNN, we do live programming every trading day, 8 o'clock in the morning to 6 in the evening. You can get it right on your cell phone, TFNN.mobi. Dave has a great show every trading day, 2 to 3 Eastern Standard Time. He also has a couple great newsletters. The one we're going to talk about right now is his daily, which is the Path of Least Resistance. That's his daily newsletter. And coming up, as you come over to our website at TFNN, you're going to see right on the front page, learn how to trade option expiration with our man, Mr. Dave White. That is coming up this Wednesday, folks, because we have option expiration this coming Friday. and Dave and I go back a long time with White Lightning and Tim Ord and option expiration.
You were a little bit earlier than me. I came in right at the tail of OEX options, but you made a bunch of money.
Right.
You said you sent some kids to
big
college
time.
on OEX options.
High school, grammar school. Yeah.
And basically what happens is about 7-8 days before expiration, the option market makers, the guys that sell and make a market in it, but most of the time they're behind selling them for a profit.
For sure.
So about 7 days, they don't want to get into the volatility to last 7 or 8 days.
Right.
So they sell, it's like an arms dealer selling arms to both sides.
Right.
Whatever they do, they try to lock it up so there's not going to be a lot of change in the last 7 or 8 days.
Right.
That's where they're going to lose all their money.
Right.
So they try to get it all hammered down. Now, sometimes if the option market's big enough for that particular stock, you can get a very good idea of where the option market makers would like to push it.
Yes.
And they are probably the best traders on the in anywhere in the market.
That's right. So watch what happens too. And this is where when the definition of a trader is a little bit different there, folks, okay? Because you're looking at the book.
Right.
It's not like you and I saying, okay, they have the book. And as they have the book, it costs them nothing to trade, number one, and it costs them not to put positions on. So that's kind of where Dave's going with this. And it's intriguing because they can see the book coming in. They can create or destroy not the equities or the options, but they have the right to make it delta neutral straight down.
Right. So if they see a position maybe he's losing that they have a call on, they can either add puts or short the stock or grow long the stock.
Right.
And they're trying to constantly do that throughout the expiration of the stock. But at one point it gets down the last couple of days where it has to kind of break one way or the other.
Right.
And those last few days of expiration when you're buying these puts and calls at a quarter or 10 cents or whatever, you can make a lot of money. Now,
and you're buying them. This is the kicker, folks. This is what's really a trip. You're buying them, and because there's no more decay, meaning in the aspect of day by day, the decay is gone, you're almost in the money when we're talking here. You're not that far out of the money.
Well, certainly the definition of any good trader over a long period of time is making asymmetrical bets. Putting down $1 and at minimum thinking at least you're going to get $3 back on a longer term. On these, you're looking at maybe a 50-50 chance of winning, but maybe getting 5 or 10 times back.
Right, no doubt.
And that's so you've got to watch these things line up. You've got to figure out what's happening. And I think one of the reasons we're doing it, we just actually pulled the trigger on this about 1 o'clock, was I was seeing a market that set up very much like when we made some massive money back, what was it, September last fall? Where I had about 3 or 4 of these things and they were all hitting 400% when we came back from that Wednesday low where we were buying them to that Friday.
And see what's going on. So check out what's going on, folks. Dave's doing the workshop on Wednesday. What you have on Wednesday also is the Fed.
Right.
Okay? So it's the perfect week for a quick setup going both ways. This is what's really wild about this whole deal, right?
You can be both long and short.
Yeah, there's no doubt, man. There's no doubt.
And there's going to be some neat movements, but I kind of like the way that this market's set up because it started to get a lot of people bearish.
Yeah.
Now, we go up to 2080, that's not going to change anybody's view long term on the market.
Sure.
But if you've got a stock that's got 40% short interest and you pump it up $2 or $3, you get a few people to start covering, then the rest of the people start covering because now it's up $6 and now it's up $9, and those $1 puts that you bought are now worth $3 or $4. This is not a bad deal, and it happens fairly quickly. And the best part of it is you go in, you're looking at your option price as your stop because you're probably not going to get that cash back.
No, yeah, absolutely. On White Lightning, folks, that's what we're talking on, the option expiration week. These are the monthlies, okay? The weeklies expire every week, but these are the monthlies we're talking about. It's a all or nothing.
So what I'm going to do is Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm going to go through the options data. Tuesday night and Wednesday, we're going to go through basically what we're looking for, and then I'm going to go through some charts that I think are going to do well, and if you're a subscriber to my newsletter, data's going to come out about Wednesday night, about 8 p.m.
Okay.
I'll go through some of those, and we'll probably have some more suggestions on Thursday and Friday of what to do.
Now, what's so cool here, folks, is this. So the way that the webinar is set up is that if you're a subscriber to Dave's Path of Least Resistance, it's free. Well, you can go test drive it, and it's free. So the bottom line is that the only way you can get into it is to be a subscriber, or you come over to our website right now, go to Learn How to Trade Options, Expiration with Dave. You'll sign up there. What will end up happening immediately is that you're not only going to just basically go to the options webinar, but you're going to get Dave's newsletter Monday morning also.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win all over the place. If you don't happen to, like his newsletter, guess what? A month later, you can cancel it, and guess what? It costs you nothing. That's the real bottom line, So either way, it costs you nothing. That's what it really comes down to. If you renew, bottom line, then you're gonna pay for it. But check it out on the front page of TFNN, because we have the volatility here, and we get the volatility in spades, man.
All right.
About time.
It's about time. There's only one thing that you can do that a trader hates.
What?
Have no movement, right?
Yeah. No.
I mean, it doesn't matter if it's up or down. Even if you're on the wrong side, you just flip around to the other side if you're wrong, right?
Right.
But you can't. It's very tough unless you're just selling options and watching them decay.
Right.
But even then, normally, if the market's flat, you're not going to get very much for those options. So the worst of all possible markets is a flat market.
It's a flat market. And what does happen, folks, is that when you are trading, you want volatility because you want to basically buying, selling, and pushing things around. You know what I mean?
I don't mind low VIX numbers, which is not the equivalent of low volatility. But VIX right now, not that exciting. I saw it, in the 16s and stuff, and I'm thinking today, this is kind of the market I like. There's a little bit of volatility, but not none. But the option premiums are not so high that it's not...
Which is crucial.
Which is crucial to what we're setting up for next week.
And what's amazing, folks? This is what is really crazy, I'll tell you, is that there's zero fear, There's still zero fear.
Yeah.
Which is just absolutely amazing, because, I don't know how many times I've said this. Oh, this is interesting, though. We got a little action today. There's a minus 1250 today. Okay, so
I'm thinking we got a little bounce maybe coming out of here.
Yeah, they got a little fear going. So you get a minus 1250. So what that was indicating is that you had a lot of folks selling the exact same stock. That's what that comes down to. You stay right there, Dave White, Tom O'Brien. We're going to come back now. In the break, folks, you go right over to our website at TFNN. Let's see it right on the very front. It says free subscriber event. You can be a subscriber right here, right now. Learn how to trade option expiration with our man, Mr. Dave White. Dave and I are coming right back, folks.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns as well as market trend calls. results. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy, a set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments, and whether you're bullish or bearish on U.S. Treasuries, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund is currently offering 4-year first mortgages on many of the fully renovated properties that it has purchased. The first mortgages are third-party appraised with a maximum loan-to-value ratio of 70%, providing a secured investment that pays a fixed return of 5% annually, which works out to a monthly income of more than $416 per $100,000 investment with your principal intact and secured. These 4-year first mortgages are perfect for anyone looking for a secured investment that provides monthly income much like a CD. For more information, email tigerfund@tfnn.com or click on the Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund banner along the right side of the TFNN.com homepage, or call our office directly at 877-518-9190. There's a limited supply, so act now.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dave White, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling out here with us. And, of course, if you're out there driving home, have a great weekend, safe weekend, and be safe, folks. We got a slide up here, and I'm looking at a kind of strange-looking airplane.
Right. A solar-powered airplane is now flying around the world, and it's not doing it all in one trip. But they basically made this airplane, and it's kind of hard to see how big this thing is, but it's bigger than a 747.
Really?
Yeah. Wingspan is a couple of feet longer than a 747. It's got 4 engines on it. The total top of it is covered with solar cells. And they get this thing in the air, and as long as it's going to be sunny, going around the right way, and going with the sun, because you can't go against the sun. The sun wouldn't be out long enough for a solar-powered plane. So they try to get this thing up about 5 minutes after the sun comes up and get it down about 5 minutes before the sun goes down. But they're really starting to show how good the solar cells are starting to be, how efficient.
How cool is that?
But, you know, it can do about 100, 110 miles an hour. And basically on nothing but the solar.
And it's free.
And it's free power. And it's more of a PR stunt. A lot of times when you've got new technology that isn't quite right.
Right.
Quite ready. right? And it's kind of it's like
it blows my mind in Florida that what has happened in Florida, folks. Okay, the energy companies' progress in itself is trying to do everything now. Duke. Anything and everything to stop solar power.
Well, I'll put an opposite spin on this for you. The biggest problem that you have with solar power in Florida is that we have far too many days when it's far too cloudy and there's no way to store the energy effectively, price-wise. Solar cells not so much the problem, as you need to be able to store that for some amount of time, and that if you put batteries back there, that's expensive. And even if you put solar cells on your house today, without the storage, you've always got to still be hooked up to the electrical power grid.
No, I understand that. But I've had it both ways. I had it, and I used it for one of my pools.
Right.
And it's awesome. I mean, do you know what I mean? And it wasn't expensive.
There's a good article in The Economist magazine that basically states, they went through it, and they showed how really you're paying for the energy twice. To both, if you can't store it, that you're really paying it for twice.
There's no doubt. The storage is a big deal.
And that's where I'm always looking for the next big thing. To me, it's the solar cells are probably close to good enough. If someone can find out a cheap way of storing it that doesn't mean you're throwing the batteries away every 5 years like the battery in your car.
I'm with you. Where my head's going with this, I've seen large industrial buildings down here, folks, are starting to put them in. They're saving a fortune. So
they're saving a fortune because there's a lot of tax benefits.
No. The YMCA's, the pools are a fortune to heat.
They're heavily subsidized right now. If the government stood back, and those subsidies come out in 2017, by the way.
Yeah.
So all the companies that are making huge amount of money, because they're getting green checks back on the other side.
Yeah, no, I understand.
So it's still a business. Now, I would go head over heels if someone finds out a way to store that energy.
Right.
They're the next Microsoft, next Intel, next something.
Well, that'll happen.
It will happen. Someone will figure it out. Nielsen ratings.
Right. Yeah, this is applicable because we're in the media business, folks.
It is. 40% of U.S. homes are subscribing to a streaming service like Netflix or Amazon Instant or Hulu. 36% in the fourth quarter 2013.
Compared to 30%, yeah.
Right.
36.
But now, of course, we're 36%, and it's probably, they're thinking it's about 40% now. So this data is kind of a little bit old. But what we do know now is that from HBO going untethered this spring, that we're probably at least at or on the downslope of the tipping point.
It's a tipping point. There's no doubt. And what happens, just so you know, folks, we talk about Target TV a lot. If you have, basically, all these new TVs, the smart TVs, the internet, you just put TFNN.com and you watch Target TV the whole time, and it'll blow your mind because on a large screen, I mean, it's a mind blower.
And we've made a big change today to it.
Yeah.
And you've got a new button, so if you're on a lower quality, lower speed internet connection, we've got a new button down there, so you can even watch a slower speed if you're not like me and pay for a fire hose of data.
Right. And so what happens when you pull up Target TV, folks, as Dave just said, on the right-hand side, you'll see there's a button. You can monitor, you can actually put what type of speed you want coming in, which is really cool. And, of course, it's all HD, but you can basically do that, which is nice.
Now, probably the biggest thing in this is how many people are watching less TV and, of course, more time on streaming data. But it's not the streaming data, that streaming video that's going up so much as the amount of time people are watching regular broadcast TV is going down. That's going down a lot faster than people watching video going up. So keep an eye on that.
Yeah, the only thing that I like movies. Sports.
Yeah.
Sports is the number, right?
Do you binge watch anything?
Oh, I haven't for a while, but I love binge watching.
Yeah,
I love doing
Did you finish Breaking Bad?
I finished Breaking Bad. I'd love to watch it again. I haven't started. No, I'm on the first season of House of Cards.
Oh, okay.
And I like that. And I like the broadcast news.
Yeah. Well, they're already on to Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul?
Remember the slimy lawyer in Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
He's got his own series now.
Oh, does he?
It's called Better Call Saul. And it's all about how he got to the point before
being a crook?
Breaking Bad. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
And of course, he's this horrible, slimy lawyer.
Yeah, yeah.
And he gets involved with a lot of people that were in the Breaking Bad series.
Wow.
You see him before they were all part of that.
Right.
So it's kind of cool.
Oh, that's good. Blurred Lines. Yeah.
A jury basically awarded $7 million
To Marvin Gaye's
estate because they said that the music was copied.
Right.
Well, for a business that's already doing pretty horrible, which is the music business, doing about 1/10 of what they did in 2001 for dollars coming in for recorded music or replayed music. This has become horrible. And as somebody that was a pretty good musician growing up, I played 5 different instruments and all that. I find it very hard to think that anybody knew anything about music if they said both songs were the same. There's a whole litany of things that you can find out there.
Right.
But when you get to a jury, if none of these people knew anything about music, they'd all say, well, yeah, it does kind of sound the same. But all music is influenced by other people. You can go back to Chuck Berry and all the influence he has.
Yeah.
Does he own all the music came after it because he kind of had that kind of rock and roll thing? You can make a lot of cases for it. My guess is this is going to be brought down, but this is probably one more big problem that they're going to have going forward if this stands. Well, they're going to appeal it, I'm sure.
So what happens in the business, folks, is this, is that most times when you've published a song and written a song and it sounds like or has the same feel as a different song, most of the time, let's say if David published a song 7 years ago, I happen to like the feel of it, the taste of it, I would go to Dave and say, okay, listen, I'm publishing the song and I'll make a deal with you because it is close to you.
I'll give you 10%.
It's close to it because that's kind of how it went. What happened here is just the opposite. These guys blew it, I think, okay? They decided that they made this song, but then they went and they put on notice Marvin Gaye's estate that they did not copy his song. Okay, they thought that they were going to be powerful enough to go into them, so they gave him notice, which is really unusual. Okay, to say that, hey, we did this, but this is not it. Well, make the bottom line, and this is where I think they absolutely probably got guilty on it, was Robin Thicke. Okay, this is his main song. Okay, and you know, what is it? Williams was
Pharrell.
Yeah, Pharrell Williams. Okay, wrote it. But Robin Thicke, this is his biggest hit, and he was on record that he had a credit for it. And at the trial, well, he didn't. He didn't write a thing. So that in itself, I think that did. This guy's lying.
No,
he was. He admitted it. He admitted that.
He basically said he was so high he didn't remember.
Yeah, no, but he admitted that, you know, so that probably put him down.
Anyway, it's...
they should have been paying Marvin Gaye's estate anyway, man.
I don't know. To tell you the truth, if you really dig into it, if they have to pay Marvin Gaye's estate, then everybody's got to pay everybody.
Well,
because
most times they have been paying everybody. That's my point.
Yeah,
you know, I think they just thought they were too powerful and they were going to basically ram it down their throat.
I don't know. Anyway.
IPO earnings.
And they've been poor.
Yeah.
We've been seeing
all the junk they've sent out.
Right. And, of course, I think the first thing any new investor should learn is that the business of Wall Street is not to make you rich, but to push out paper, right?
Right, big time.
And we've been talking about these. You were pretty good about picking out Alibaba, picking the high, maybe of the market, but certainly they ran up to the highs.
Amazing. You stay right there, folks. Dave White, Tom O'Brien, we're coming right back. Now, in this break, folks, Dave's doing an outstanding workshop. It's coming this Wednesday night. You can sign up, absolutely free. All you do is you're going to test drive his newsletter. Dave and I come right back, folks.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or Tiger TV streams. We say you can.
Each and every time that the dollar ticks higher, S&P wants higher price. Each and every time that the dollar's ticking lower, guess what? S&P wants lower price. Dollar, the metals, and the S&P are going tick for tick.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien.
Welcome back, folks. Dave White, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. We had the Dow finish down 145, NASDAQ off 21, S&P's off 12. And we were just looking at whether it's Alibaba, Shake Shack, GoPro. Yeah, I said, Dave's got on his slides. Pretty cool. All sizzle and no steak. That's a fact.
Man,
they took a lot of people to clean this, GoPro in particular.
Yeah, and the reason I wanted to bring this up is Mark Cuban, about 10 days ago, started writing a bit about it, and it is really true. The people that are traditionally over there on Sand Hill Road that are the venture capitalists in California, Santa Clara, something has dramatically changed. Before, they were looking for 100 to 1 and 1,000 to 1 paybacks. If they put $15 million in something, they wanted $150 million back. They wanted $1.5 billion back.
Okay.
Now they're getting into these things and they're wanting 10 to 1 back, 5 to 1 back.
Really?
But a lot of these new IPOs, you hear every week that suddenly Uber's worth $40 billion.
I know, everything's going to be.
And you have to say, what's going to be left? I mean, there's not much left on the bone for us traders if they go public on a full valuation of what they're going to be worth in 10 years.
Right.
And that, we've seen it in some other companies where the valuations are kind of nuts.
Hey,
but,
do you know how Uber, right? If we talk about Uber for a second, how do they get around the regulations? Do you know by any chance?
They ignore them.
They just ignore them.
They just ignore them because they've been dragged into court 100 times everywhere.
I know, but they're beating them evidently. Because I was in New York last week working, right? And it's the first time I used it, right? And it was a great service. Okay? Because what ends up happening, folks, is that you hit it, you know where the car is, you get a picture of the guy, and you just walk in and walk out. They already have your credit card.
Yeah.
So I was trying to figure out after, and then what ended up happening is when I was going back to the airport, I was talking to this cabbie, and it was his son, the father had owned it. And he was explaining to me that in New York City, the medallions had just gone from 1.4 million per car to 1.2 because of Uber. So they're down 200,000. And he seemed to think that, they had a good shot of getting rid of them. And I looked and I said, man, it seems to me like they got a lot of acceleration. And I really want to find out how did they get around my thought process right now is that it's just me to someone else texting versus without a middle person.
To me, if you had an opportunity to get in a car that was probably fairly clean, that didn't smell like the guy's been in there for the last 3 days,
puking, yeah, right.
He's got the music on as loud as possible, and it sounds like two cats in a blender.
Right.
New York cabs. I guess people just get used to it, but if you had that service anywhere else in the world with any competition, you'd be out of business the next day.
No, you wouldn't.
So Uber, Lyft sound like incredibly good businesses. Are they worth $40 billion today already before they go public?
No.
No way. No way.
Right.
And,
I agree. Right.
Mark Cuban's got a big thing. Now, he takes it one step further, though, and he's thinking that there's going to be a huge drought of money when all this stuff blows up in these investors' face.
Makes sense, right?
Which makes a lot of sense.
That's what happened in 2000. Remember in 2000? You couldn't finance anything.
You couldn't finance anything, and he's basically saying right now that there's just too many ludicrous things going on out there in the venture capital world where they've built this all up. Before it ever goes public, all the cash is already taken.
He'd be the best to know. He sold.
I think
he sold the biggest, balloon there was, and he was smart. He was smart. But bottom line is that he got $5.4 billion for nothing.
Well, I don't know if it was nothing or something that the people were just so stupid that they didn't know what they have. If they would have turned that instantly into YouTube back then, I could see it worth being $5.4 million.
Right.
But AOL, Time Warner, who knew that everybody was going to screw that up as bad as it was going to be? I think it was stupid to begin with, but could it have at least worked out maybe okay?
Well,
it might have, but they were so nuts at the time that there was no way it could, right?
You know what, folks, this is how crazy it was, okay? Just so watch this. The budgets in 1999, the advertising budgets, right, of these types of companies were huge, but they had to use the advertising budget in order to get their budget the following year. And so for all you folks in Boston that are hearing this is a fact that happened out of Boston. And I know the station, I'm not going to go through it because I know the guy that sold the spot, okay? is that one of the companies up in the 128 belt, right? It was coming to the end of the year, and they knew they had to get rid of the rest of their budget, or they weren't going to get the additional budget. Mm-hmm. They were paying $150,000 for 60-second ads on a Boston. It's a major Boston station. $160,000. That's how crazy it was. And I know the sales guy, and he called me up that day, and he was like, "You don't believe this, Tom. You don't believe what just happened." And they called in to get the deal. They had to blow the budget out.
It's like any bureaucracy or any business. If you don't spend the money, you don't get it next year.
And needless to say, folks, that company's not around anymore either. Isn't that crazy, though?
Yes.
I don't know. California, new law that would effectively outlaw Bitcoin?
Related businesses that first don't get permission.
Okay. Okay, so a Bitcoin-related business. That would,
right.
Would that be if you're taking Bitcoin, as a currency?
Or a Bitcoin-like business,
okay,
right? So it doesn't have to be Bitcoin. It can be Doggy Coin or all the other coin businesses. There's about 10 of them out there.
That's going to be weird. I wonder if that has to do with, you know what's interesting about this? I wonder, did you see Andreessen? What's going on is that what they're saying, I wonder if he's behind that and trying to stop everyone else from getting into it, because they're creating this whole thing that they think they can take that software and do lots of other things. Besides Bitcoin.
Now his point is he wants to use the blockchain.
Yes.
And the blockchain to keep records for everybody, like real estate records.
Anything,
it's not just in one building at one place that someone could burn down.
Right.
That you keep the records everywhere.
Right.
And he's thinking a whole bunch of different businesses besides this cash. Now, everybody's in this. IBM, it's leaked out this week, they are throwing a couple $1 billion into making blockchain.
It's a good program, right? I mean,
it's a good idea, right? It's a good algorithm.
Yeah, right.
And IBM, I heard you talking about them headed south, but they're going into that big time, and I guess they think that there's somebody that's going to buy that from them when they get it done.
Yeah.
So the whole idea of being able to spread out all the information so just not one person has the books of a particular business or your real estate or everything else is very intriguing for other businesses, and that's what Mark Andreessen saying, I'm not going to only do this with cash, I'm going to do this with a lot of different things. So
the thing that's intriguing about him, too, of course, he started Netscape.
Right.
You know, he changed the whole internet business, you know?
He did.
It's a beautiful thing. Folks, don't forget about Dave's workshop. Check it out on the front page of TFNN coming this Wednesday. You can be there free. And always remember, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. And whatever you want in life, folks, visualize it like a nice big motion picture. Step into it. Take ownership of it. Fly with it. Have a great weekend, safe weekend. We look forward to speaking right here next Monday. Thanks, Dave.
You bet.
Wow! Go get him, folks.